Okay, you ready to lose or not?
Ready? Oh! It goes out like that and maybe tickles those limbs with the butt. Yeah, see?
Well, you two, we got a job.
Yeah. We bid the job and now we're gonna do the job. The guy was surprised we were gonna do it right away. But that's how it is sometimes.
Mm-hmm. We're fully geared up and ready to go.
Yeah, and we just have to rock, paper, scissors, who climbs it.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a bad tree.
It's basically we could fall it if we compensated the pole line and did, but I think it'd be better, less stress to climb it, strip it out, chunk it out a little bit, and then fall a stem that doesn't have the weight of all the limbs on it. Is it right here?
Yeah.
This is going to be a truly organic competition.
Yeah, so when we were talking about it earlier, you said you were going to pick scissors, right? And I was going to go with paper.
No.
Watch, now we actually land on that.
I didn't even hear what you said.
It's alright, you can review the YouTube video.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
You want to climb it, don't you?
I think it looks fun.
Okay, ready?
I don't really care. Because if you're on the ground, you're probably just cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cold on the ground if it's me. But if it is me on the ground, we'll get better ground footage.
Yeah, and probably better brush swamping too.
I ain't touching
It all needs to go into a burn pile over there.
No.
Hook it up to the
No.
van.
Damien would get ground footage too, right?
Yeah.
What would there be?
Especially if I don't have to clean
Look,
the
a
thing.
falling limb. Look,
know.
another one.
I'm gonna do a stable one where it just shows it coming down. Oh, now I'm gonna follow one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I only have 2 cameras, so.
Drone, you don't have the drone, huh?
I didn't bring the drone. I
See, the drone.
thought about it, but
The drone could add something to it, but
we didn't even know if we were going to be doing this.
yeah. But it worked out. Okay, you ready to lose or not?
Ready? Ah!
Last time I threw a rock at a piece of paper. Just blasted right through.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that because my tennis elbow right now feels like it needs a little.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually kind of
Go like this.
I'm excited about going to TCIA because I'm like, maybe this stupid thing
It's
just
good
needs
if
to
you
break
have
and
like
I'm
a
always
rubber ball
working
in
it.
your hand or something, but just kind of like pretend you do, and go really hard like that, and then turn your hand and extend it and just twist. Keep doing that. Do that like a lot, like
Yeah, like it's
30 times a day.
Pinches up right there, you know.
It'll start to get better, probably. It happened for me.
Okay, it's better. Where's my spurs? I don't think we're gonna need any rigging for this. I think it all looks like it could be pretty much free fell. But it's kind of a cool tree. It's one of those kind of fun ones that don't require too much as far as a lot of people goes and stuff. Here it is. What do you think about that? I think it looks cool too. So this is the tree. Leans out. Oh, right over the neighbor's house. Here you lost one tree. Over here at that stump that went through the fence. So August should be able to climb up there, cut all the branches down, make them land in this area, and then we can probably either wedge or fall a decent sized stick right through there parallel with the fence. But we just have to kind of crest past that pine there. I'm gonna go back and grab some more gear. Okay, like a good groundsman, since that's what I am today, I went right away and just brought all August tree gear to the base of the tree. That's what every groundsman should be doing as soon as they get out of the truck. And don't worry, nobody forgot to fill your bar oil for you. Yeah. I got the bar oil.
Who didn't fill my bar oil?
As a matter of fact, this is the job that that one was filmed at.
Yeah, Axeman, fight breaks out on tree job.
Hacksman.
It's a spoof video. Yeah, Hacksman.
But treasure in heaven won't make the boss's equipment payments.
This is where we filmed that job, this property. And it's fitting that I got the rock, paper, scissor harness.
Yeah, because we did play rock, paper, scissors that day, but...
Today?
Well, didn't we play it that day too?
No, you guys...
I thought maybe we played rock, paper, scissors for that really nasty, crusty thing over there.
No, that was all staged. Every bit of it was staged.
Oh, yeah. Except for the fight.
Do you even know who I am? I know you know who I am.
You're the guy that's gonna get my saw out of the truck.
You're the guy who's gonna get a fat lip.
Looks like I'll be making 2 face cuts. No, me and Jake really fought though.
Yeah, it was a real fight.
Yeah, he ticked me off and he didn't fill my bar oil.
Who didn't fill my bar oil?
I'm sure Jacob would love to fight you.
And, well, and he kept stealing my content for the day.
You're taking all my content.
You're taking all my profit. Oh, hey, YouTube. Oh, yeah.
Now that I got the climber's gear, I'm gonna go get my groundy gear helmet on.
I'm already too tired. Yeah. I'm a bicycle. I'm too tired.
That was disrespectful video content.
I've been really loving my Husky battery saw. Yesterday I was using the Milwaukee one, trying to get used to the blockiness and the weight of it. I like the power of it. This one I think is for battery or top handle arborist saws. The Husky 540i is the sweet spot. Oh, and now, oh, the funny time for the battery to pop out. You gotta be careful doing the hammer fist on these. Sometimes they don't break. And it doesn't feel near as cool when a little dead limb wins. When your fist wins, it makes you, gives you this little illusion of like mortal toughness, Mortal Kombat. But mortality is quite fragile, I think. You don't think so? You're feeling tough. Then run around the back of a truck and crash your shin against the trailer hitch.
It's very common that when you're on the ground or climbing another tree, when August is climbing a tree, You just hear all this talking, like he's just talking to himself all day. And it's because he's talking to you guys, YouTube. He does it a lot. And sometimes you even wait to cut the branches that you want to cut because you don't want to interrupt all of his knowledge that he's spitting for you on YouTube. So right now, maybe you can hear him up there chatting with you. I think he's talking about his electric saw.
By the way, this is the same battery that I was saying was fried in the last video. The one that says Sizemore. People were telling me, it's not fried, you can get your charger to recognize it. They're telling me like cool stuff that I didn't know how to do. And so I did what I do know how to do, which is I put it on the charger, and the charger didn't recognize it. And then I was like, well, maybe if I leave it on the charger and unplug the charger and then wait. So I waited long enough for the light to go out. And once the light went out, like it's not plugged in and it no longer has any indication of anything because it can't, because it has no power to it or whatever. Well, then I just plugged it in again with it still on the charger, and it like gave it enough of a little power surge tickle or whatever that it saw it and started charging it, and now it works. That's the extent of my knowledge. I'm not like a real guy that does real guy stuff. I'm more of a tree guy that does a very few things. You know, something's wrong, turn it on. Does it work? No. Turn it off and turn it on again. Maybe that'll fix it. Or the old go-to for me is wiggle the wires. Pop the hood, look around, jiggle things, hit the starter with a hammer.
Yeah, I just briefly caught him saying something, and it sounded like he was saying, hit the starter with a hammer. Yeah, I'm not part of that conversation up there.
Then it'll start. Stuff like that. Uh-oh, no, don't do that. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Started advancing the line ahead of me there because it's feeling kind of getting that little twingy warning that I get in my back when it's starting to not like whatever I'm doing. So it helps my work positioning a little to have both the lines set, preferably one up above. Get out of here.
When you're on the ground like this, you pull the rope back here and there to make sure that nothing's caught up on his rope. try to be of value down here on the ground, not just somebody that falls asleep when the climber is doing his thing. Try to stay aware, you know, so if something was to happen up there and he needed something or needed me or this or that, you never know what could happen. You would be here and you would see right away, right? So even when I'm doing no cleanup jobs, I don't go lay down on the grass, sit in the truck with the heater on. You're always kind of there and aware of whatever they need. Try to get them things before they ask for them.
Let's do that line advance method again. Check your connecting points. You got your flip line well connected on both sides. It's not gonna fail you unless there's some crazy factory defect in the metal that you couldn't know about, in which case I would say you are a victim of fate or something. Not that I really believe in fate, but anyway, don't worry about it is the point. And yeah, and then I did the rest. You hook on the throw ball, you throw it up above your, I got it over 2 good limbs. One of them's dead, one of them's green, so between the 2 of them, they'll be good. Now I'm happy and comfortable. Peel this one under. Can't do this with every kind of tree, but you can do it with ponderosa pine. Uh-huh. Good thing is, if I did hit that fence, it would not matter. But I probably won't hit it anyways because I don't like the appearance of evil, even if it ain't. Time to advance my line again for the sake of comfort. Put the throw ball on, pull some slack up. Don't get too greedy with how far you advance the throw, otherwise it just is harder to do and takes longer. And if you do that, it just your greed makes you take longer than you would have if you just were happy with a few closer throws. Know what I mean? You keep things moving quicker that way. And you don't sacrifice your comfort because you're in good work positioning while you're cutting, because you have some level of aerial connectivity. Come on, buddy. So this would totally hit the fence right here, unless I hinge it under this one. Yeah, see, coming real close to the fence.
After this other tree had already fallen on this fence and the homeowner had it cleaned up, he said it had knocked these down, but I think it had like broken the tops out of them or something. And you can see the homeowner actually watches our videos. You can see he had fell something. He said he put ropes in them and cut on them. What do you guys think? Rate his hinge.
This one, even though it's dead, I can get it to swing out and let go out here at its apex out there. See? actually ends up back behind the tree. I'll crash that fence since I can, since it doesn't matter. I'll do it so that you can see what it would look like if I didn't swing them under and hang them and then cut them off, or try to swing them that way and cut them off. Give me a minute and I'll do that. This one I'll swing under. It's gonna drop down and kind of bounce. The butt's gonna go back behind me. See, watch. See that? So this next one, I'll try to enact a purposeful fence hit by not showing enough care. So you watch. See, right on the fence. Didn't swing it under.
I always like working this time of year in the fall because everything kind of changes and you don't really know what you're gonna find. You always find little interesting things, I feel like. You know, here's some cool little red cap mushroom. There's its brother. You got these little guys and its family. And it kind of just pops out. It's like spring. It's like spring, but for mushrooms. All the flowers go away, but the mushrooms come out. Here's another one.
Time to advance the line for all you greenhorns. Check both connections on your flip line. Clip on your throw ball. Pick a target above you that you like, that you can hit without too much difficulty. Doot, 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 right there. And then when you try to flip it in such a way that, see, it swings, and then I get it on this side. So as it was coming down, if I had thrown the shockwave into the rope when the ball was over there, it would have come down on that side of the limb and doot, 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 right there. And then when you try to flip it in such a way that, see, it swings, and then I get it on this side. So as it was coming down, if I had thrown the shockwave into the rope when the ball was over there, it would have come down on that side of the limb, and that little detail would just be that much more of a pain for you. Pine is real hingy and it doesn't always want to fall flat, but watch, you can make it happen. Undercut, side snip, side snip. Okay, now the back. See that? How's it going?
The neighbor's got to put the fence back up, so he asked if I would cut this little stump out of his way, and you know, I'm just gonna do it. So fire up the old 440 25-inch blade.
Straight back cut.
You guys like that when I call it blade? Or should I say bar? 25-inch bar.
Straight back cut.
I'm just gonna cut this thing off real quick. Stand by.
This one I'm gonna cut a little bit. I'm gonna pause the cut as it starts to swing, and I'm gonna finish the cut when it's apexed this way. See? do that again with this one. This one, I'll probably be able to throw this limb clear into that tree. I don't want to, it might hang up, but at least it'll illustrate the point for you. Oh, I got it on my rope back there, see? I didn't need to do that. I just did that to show you the travel I could get.
That's the one right there.
Straight back cut. Straight back cut. I'll peel it down. Watch the foot, it's trying to hunt me. Now here. Now here. I'm having so much fun. I wish the tree was taller right now. I could just keep doing this. Showing you the little things. Not showing the people who know, unless they want to see it. Showing the people who don't, so that they get their brain enlarged a little. Watch, I'm gonna swing it back. Pause. See that? See that? You need a good fast cutting sharp saw when you start playing like that. I'm gonna advance my line and put my throw ball. Not going for a big greedy toss because right now I'd have little things conflicting me. Hampering, frustrating. Okay. Straight back cut. Still at 3 bars on the Husky. This one here is kind of big and they can get away from you. But I got this. So it's going to have so much weight that it's going to be wanting to go. I may not be able to cut it just when I want. And when I want on this is I want to swing it this way a little and then cut it off, which means I'll have to be cutting it off right when it has the most power to move down, which makes you think that you won't be able to get through it in time before it swings back, hits, flies out. Okay, so the way I'm gonna stack the deck in my favor a little bit for what I want to do is I'm not going to cut here where I have more material and hingier wood. I'll cut one off there, lose a little bit of weight. I could even go it again, like that. Then when I'm cutting out here, I can probably get it. Watch. See, just in time. Just in time. See, it had all kinds of power and quick movement and weight. The saw had to really be aggressive to get through it before it hit and slammed. So what I'm thinking about now is whether I'm just going to take a little bitty top or try to take a bigger top by cutting the weight off of this side. That other tree is crowding me so much. What's Damien doing? Our guy here said we could cut that little pine down if it was in our way, but he's doing the cleanup, and he's, if I'm a little careful with the way I cut, then maybe we could not cut that tree down and give him less work later, you know, less cleanup. So that just means climbing higher and trying to get a real precise drop out through there. I definitely don't want it to roll off that tree and into the good part of the fence that isn't wrecked yet. And if I don't see what I like, then of course I could always rig it, you know. But come on, there's gotta be a way I can do this without rigging. Pretty good amount of room here. What? Mm-hmm. What about this one, eh? Mm-hmm. But what about this one? This one looks like a pain. This one I can skin down the side this way. Can you see it? Let me make sure I'm filming. Yeah. Okay, good. You wouldn't believe how many times I'm yakking my head off and I don't even have the camera on. Okay, so this one I got a spot here. It'd be better than hanging it up, or because it's not like this, it's like that, right? So a little face cut like that, then a back cut. Yeah, that was really pretty because, you know, the butt's 2 foot from the fence, and that was kind of like, if you didn't know what was going to happen, that would have been a risky move. See, I'm just hinging them back a little and then cutting them. See? Again and again. Mm-hmm. If you don't do those exactly right, the bigger ones, if you're not sure whether you're gonna cut it, get it swinging and then cut it off, or whether you're gonna hang it and you do something in between, what it does is it comes down and slams and then pops off and the butt flies out toward the thing that you love. So watch out for that. I hope that's clear. A lot of times you see these videos on YouTube and Instagram where people, they try to rig some, they're afraid to climb higher. They're usually kind of newer climbers, and they'll try to rig something that's just too big and it just destroys the tree and tetherballs the climber and hurts him, kills him. A lot of times on a green tree, mini trees, fear is what makes people not climb high enough, and they end up doing things that they should be much more afraid of than going higher. Because when you the bigger the thing you're dealing with, you know, like let's say it's a house cat. You can deal with a house cat, maybe. They're pretty tough though. But when it turns into a lion, the bigger, more dynamic thing you're dealing with, the more potential it has to wreck you. And it's the same with a big top. You know, that's why falling trees, or if you're in the UK, felling trees, or if you're on the East Coast, felling trees, that's why that's pretty much more dangerous than the climber occupation. Simply because you just you're dealing with bigger things that are doing more dynamic things by virtue of their size and weight and impact on the environment around them. Getting ready to pop the top here. So I don't really want this stuff rubbing hard on that pine. So I've been cutting off a lot of the stuff that goes this way and this way, because that's the stuff that goes toward the fence. Okay, so what I want to do is I think I want to shove this out enough that the brush, I want to shove it out enough so that the butt is out there brushing on that tree, and not so much the top brushy stuff. So you'll see what I mean in a second, I hope. Otherwise, I'll have not done it right. Ready? I'm trying to go right over the right side of that tree. I want to make sure it comes off the stump, okay? So, and I don't want it too tall of a face cut or it'll swing under too far. But since I have a short face cut, then that could cause a bindy thing that would also be bad. So that's why I'm going to snip the sides. And then I'm going to try to give this a good enough shove that it goes out like that and maybe tickles those limbs with the butt, but not the bushy top is the goal. Yeah, see? That way I was able, because if I would have just done it without a push, it would have been coming down here and I've been wanting to roll off of that pine toward the fence. it makes a good, you know, sort of classroom setting, workshop type of deal. Hope you like it. Okay, so now we're going to be doing our usual effort towards flat landings, because they often disperse the load better and don't do these big gouges in the turf. This one is still small enough that as it starts to go, I can probably shove the butt, because it's tipping, right? So it has inertia in a tipping way, and I offset the tipping inertia as the butt comes off by shoving the butt to try to get the butt to keep up with it as it falls and negate the inertia. Okay, here's what I mean. See? Flat. I negated the inertia by shoving on the butt. There, these are getting heavy, gonna get heavy real quick. So, I mean, won't be able to do very many of those. I shoved it too hard, see? I shoved it so hard that the butt got ahead of it, or it held the same tip angle that it had when I shoved it. It's all about the timing. That's why we love it when they're perfect, because we're going for that. And there's a little bit to it, so when you get it right, you get to have a little flatness celebration. Know what I mean? Oh, the limbs. No fair. I got a rotation out of the limbs. I thought I would just blow through them like Cadillac through a picket fence, but they actually had a little command, which is something to remember when you're falling trees, because they get a shove off the canopy and they'll cause inertia or movement or force way up high that can do what's the word I'm looking for? That can have compounding effects down below. A little bit of movement, a little bit of force somewhere in there. By the time it does its thing there, by the time it gets to the ground, it's become a much worse shot. This one, I'm gonna try to slow rotate it down to flat. Yeah, slow rotate. See, get it moving a little bit this way. If you start tipping it too soon, it rotates farther. But if you wait to get it tipping when it's just falling off the edge, like if you stood on a bridge and swan dove, you'd get a slow rotation more so than if you tried to put some flip force into it as you launch, which you'll do that too doing this. There's a time for everything. A little too much, see? A little too much rotate. I thought, well, I'm a little lower, maybe I'll give it a touch more. Well, I didn't need to. I still had a flatness. Some people get in the comments and start quoting the 1/5 rule, but I don't use that too much. It's a true thing, but it's only true if all of your cuts are uniform. And it means that you have to magically cut 1/5 of the tree each time, and that just doesn't work in reality. And so it's good to know how to make anything land flat, whatever fraction it is of the tree. Hello?
Hey, August, it's Barry. What, did you make it inside the Airbnb?
Oh, I'm showing up a little after my buddy.
Just before the good part.
Oh, that was your buddy then.
Joe. Yeah, he's ahead of me a little bit.
Yeah.
Somebody decides to call.
206, well, he's really an hour early.
Oh, yeah.
3.
Let me call him.
Well, I set your door code for 2:30.
Yeah.
Start working at 2:30. I always give people.
Joe showed up at the Airbnb in Missouri. The Airbnb's in my name, so they're like, hey, you're early, so I just gave you his number if you want to call him. All right, that's probably our last cut with the husky here. Oh yeah. Okay. Are you thinking about? Got some pretty good hinge wood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So it still leans out toward the fence. It'll still look a little intimidating on the stump when you're sighting it. But I think we can trust this hinge wood to hit it out there parallel to the fence down the side of this pine in one big piece. That way I don't have to get the 500i up here.
You want a pole line?
No. He's asking if I want a pole line. But I have the lean I want, so I'll use that to my advantage. I won't need to pull on it. Check connections. No hangers in the adjacent trees that I've been falling limbs past. Everything looks good. Can't go too fast without gloves. I get burnt.
I was asking him if he wanted a pole line, and he says no. So he's probably relying on, lo and behold, my Schroeder Special. He knows that we can do just about anything with one of these here, because
Hey, what's up?
I only came here to tell you that you are epic.
Nope, you were epic. You're the wind beneath my wings.
Okay, so Ground Guy 101, when the tree climber comes down, you always tell them how cool they are. You always make it known. Yeah, you're the coolest guy on this job site, August. By the way, that was cool.
It was fun.
On a real note, it was cool.
It was fun to talk about all the cuts.
Yeah.
When you predict them, you have to
Execute.
deliver on that. So watch this. I'm gonna let this go.
Okay, now he's talking about it, so he has to execute.
I'm gonna let this go, and you're gonna see it spin really fast. Watch. Wasn't that awesome? What a prediction.
That is what you predicted.
Now I predict that the cambium saver will come out of there.
I'm glad you kept the cambium nice up there.
Thank you, Lupe Santiago, for your kind gift.
So this is kind of cool because the stump, if it's gunned out that way, is pretty much right next to that other tree, but it jogs out to the side. So up there, it's going to be moving around the tree. Down here, it's probably going to be fairly close. And we got to brush past that pine tree over there. All right, guys, now as a groundsman, because that's all I am on this job site today, I have to clear the way for this awesome climber, cutter, faller. So I'm gonna be prepping this up a little bit for him real quick while he's putting some gear away to make sure that he's got good space to work around this tree, making a face cut and things like that. He doesn't require it, but I'm doing it because I know it makes sense. And it's pretty nice when you don't have to trip over a bunch of little twigs and, you know, come in like this, boom, for the Humboldt. And you got all these twigs down here that are wanting to catch your chain and potentially throw it. So yeah, just doing a little clearing around the base. That way, not only for the chainsaw, but also an escape route without getting hung up, tripped up at the base of the tree while a log's coming down. So
I want to see if I can stick this on the first try.
hold on. Sketchy. I would not want to be YouTube. YouTube, if he's gonna hit you, you need to duck. Don't just stay there.
Oh, blade first.
Try it with mine. Yeah, that's a Schroeder special there,
It's
but
the cheeks.
it sticks nice.
Oh, it does? All right. Oh, Schrodinator. Oh, Schrodinator.
Dang.
Schroeder axe beats the steel axe.
All right, YouTube, get over there. Get yourself a Schroeder special. Get yourself a Schroeder special. Can't even get it
I
out.
hit blade first, but it didn't.
Yeah, it was like this. It was like,
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a good shot.
I think if it was a little more center, it would have stuck for
Maybe
sure.
I just wanted it to be good. All right, this is where what I was talking about, where bam, it's going straight at the corner of the house there. So you gotta know whether you can do it on your wood fibers. And you don't want a shallow face, because if the holding wood breaks off, well, then it just goes with gravity and it would drift over. So we want an open face so that it falls a long way before the two cuts meet up.
So we got that part covered, but I would like to ask you a different question pertaining to the same thing.
Yeah, I hope I know.
Not saying anybody else should do this, but what are you gonna go on depth with this situation where all the weight is? How deep are you gonna make your face cut? Do you think going a little deeper and undermining a little bit helps?
Well, I already have the weight I need on this side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably go.
Oh yeah, when you look at it from here.
I'll
it's
probably
like-
go a little over a third. But you don't want the fibers just already itching to pop before you even lay into it.
No.
On a tree, on a leaner.
No.
So the face is shallow or on the leaner.
So you don't want them itching to pop.
No, you don't want them itching to pop as soon as you touch the back. Otherwise, all your hinging wood is
Yeah.
for nothing.
Yeah.
Is this a bad time to start the saw? No?
I'll call her in a sec. Here, I'm just gonna put this.
asking a lot.
Beautiful job.
That was actually asking a lot.
Yeah.
This is why I was so careful to get
shot.
this out of here first, because this is what pulls it this way.
Yeah, because you basically cut this piece of pie out first here and had like all this. And I think you're kind of working this back a little bit each time you're working this back. That way you're not fighting it.
Yeah. I'm getting rid of what I don't need first and saving what I do need for last, which is the swoosh cut out here. So, like I was saying, you better know what kind of wood you're dealing with before you try to swing one that much with no rope or no compensation, no jack.
Start sweating, you know.
Yeah.
And then turn around and then call the professionals.
Yeah.
So the open face also is really important, because if it would have been just a regular Humboldt or something, it would have got over, it would have been at a 40, 45 degree, 50 degree angle or something. And then it would have connected to the other, where the cuts would have met up, and that would break the hinge wood sooner.
Done.
And then it would just drift right through the fence.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Open face saves the day.
Beautiful.
10 or 15 feet short of the bottom.
Yeah, so it's like 85 or 90 foot tall stem. That was dialed. Love it.
Yeah, nice job. I think that shot sitting right there is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job. Another job well done.
Thank you.
Monkey people,